Hey guys, Tennyson here, and I wanted to go over War again kind of slowly because we had that issue where I had a blue screen in the middle of class. So here we go. Here's the game of War. The first thing I'm going to do is, as always, I'm going to shuffle the deck. When you are writing your deck class in Python, you can use the random.shuffle method from the random library. I highly encourage that you use that rather than trying to write your own shuffle algorithm. Okay, all right, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to split these decks. Okay, I'm going to split them evenly between two players. In War, each player gets 26 cards. Now, thinking about this computationally, you need to think about how do I get an even number of cards into two separate piles. You can think of these as separate decks. You can think of these as separate lists, perhaps. And notice I'm dealing cards while there are still cards in my hand. Once I run out of cards in my hand, once my hand is empty, I'm no longer able to separate the cards, and so that process comes to an end. All right, now I have two players, two decks. What happens during a game of War? Well, each player simultaneously, right? Now you're not going to be able to do this simultaneously in code, but each player will pop a card off the top, right? Whoever has the bigger card, whatever deck popped the bigger card, will take the smaller card face down. They go to the bottom of the deck. Okay. Next, I'm going to pop from the top. Got an ace and a jack. Okay. The ace in this case, this deck won this round, so he takes the jack. Puts it on the bottom. All right. Now, what we're going to wait for as we're playing War, this is going to continue. Oh, what are the chances? Okay, that's great. Well, that just happened to happen. I promise that was not a setup. When we're playing War, something that we're waiting to see, like the reason we call it War is because if both players draw the same value card, they draw the same value of card, they engage in what's called War. The way that works is we take, these end up being two separate piles of cards, okay? We take another card from the top, we play it face down. It is not considered in the contest, okay, but it is part of these new piles. And then we draw one more, and now the winner, whoever has the higher card, will take all these cards. They'll take 6 cards, okay? So we're going to take 6 cards. We can go ahead and turn them over, and this person's going to take all of these cards. That one was a 10 too. Interesting. And now those cards go to the bottom of this deck. And we continue this process until one player ends up winning all of the cards in either deck and has all 52 cards. Okay? All 52 cards belong to one player through that process. One thing to note is if we get, let me find two of the same card here. Get a 10 out. And another 10. All right, let's imagine we have this situation. Actually, I'm going to need 2 of the same cards. 3 and 3. Okay, perfect. So let's imagine that we've got a war situation, right? And then we do the war process. We flip them again, okay? But this time, well, let's take away these 2 real quick. All right. Let's say instead that we got the same card again. What do? We go through the same process. We just do the same thing we did before. We put another face down card and we flip them again until someone wins. In this case, the 6 is going to win all of these cards. So let's count them together. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, oops, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so now which I don't even remember which one it was, but the winner will get all those cards. Okay, the winner of that war gets all the cards, no matter how many wars end up happening. You could have 10. Well, you can have 10 probably, but you could have 3 wars here, 3 cycles of war, and that player would get all of those cards. Whoever comes out with the top card. Okay, until one person has all the cards in the deck. Okay, next I want to show you how we can model the ideas of a card and a deck. So we want to be able to model a card. We also want to be able to model a whole deck of cards in Python as classes. So I'm going to show you how to do that next.